Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to this premiere. Yes, premiere, it's been a while since we started one of these properly, but you guys know the rules. Whenever I'm doing a premiere, it means that I'm flying in the real world, and the aim of this video is to kind of fly along with the real world flights at the same time, same route, same everything, to try and get out to our destination at the same time as the flights I'm doing in real life. So today, I find myself on board a Swiss International Air Airbus A220, a BCS-3, and today flying out of London Heathrow out to Zurich. Plan for the day today is that I'm going to spend a day in Zurich, so Friday morning fly out, spend an hour or so in Zurich, head down to Chur, and then from Chur up to Arosa, spend a couple of hours in the mountains, head back to Zurich, a few more hours in Zurich, and then fly back to the UK. So only a day trip today, only a day trip, so tomorrow I'm back to the Volanta railway, and yeah, it should be quite an exciting trip overall. Very excited for it. Never been to Switzerland. I have been over the Alps several times. I've always said I want to be in the mountains one day, so take it as a day trip because why not? And yeah, you'll notice that a lot of my trips are basically convoluted with kind of what I'm doing, where I'm going. So yes, jump cockpit, sit Takeoff up, and prepare ourselves for our flight. Making use of the Riviere A220 with a cockpit mod, sound mod, and a few improved mods as well. It's not the prettiest aircraft in the world, but it's an A220 at heart. It's got all the systems you need for online flight. It's honestly not the worst option out there. But you'll see in a second, it's not the most advanced. There are a few things I have to do here and there just to make sure that the aircraft actually functions properly. But it's not bad. It does its job, and it does its job pretty well. So, yeah, let's get right into this, shall we? Yes, so, this is the cockpits. Very, explain 9EA, isn't it? Right, going to activate the batteries. Ground power unit on, avionics on, activates the primary flight controls. Going to leave lights for now since the position lights are linked to the strobe lights in terms of their click spots. The beacon lights don't do change and start up, and then the logo lights don't actually function, same as the inspection lights. Right, jump down to the magic computer, go to our flight plan, and our departure, Echo Golf Lima Lima, to our arrival, Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel. Our flight number today is SWR 345. And the start of our routing, before we even do that, probably an opportunity to board the passengers. We're done the fuel and everything on board the aircraft now, so all that stuff is done. Just in case to start the flight, so London Heathrow to Zurich, LX345, 29,000 feet cruise, an hour and 50 minutes on the clock. Departure in approximately, well, trying to do some based on the real time. We are, what, 3 minutes in, so say 20. Well, departure's at 6 o'clock exactly. I don't quite know exactly the offset between the YouTube stream and this and that and the other, but departure's in approximately, let's say, 25 minutes. A220-300, the passenger count, according to SimBrief, of 124. This aircraft, I actually don't know if that's Wi-Fi or not, let's have a quick look. Swiss A220 Wi-Fi, because I know they have the flight entertainment. Swiss A220s. No, they do not. Didn't think it would, but always good to check. No entertainment, next page. No boarding music. I actually don't know if I've got a safety briefing for Swiss or not. The answer is I do not. Okay, well, I'll skip that then. So no boarding music, no safety briefing. We get snacks. I think we do. Nah, short flight won't do it. Customs card required. Yes. Actually, I'm flying out to Europe, and we have got a tower. Always appreciated. Right, start flights, and we'll do the same for Sam. So, main window. Going to download our data from SimBrief. London to Zurich, 345, 345. Runway departure 27. We can find that on the. Okay, have to wait for the ATIS to appear shortly. I believe it's runway 27 left that's active. But we'll give it a few minutes until they confirm that. We'll start the pre-flight, and we'll get the passengers hopefully start boarding. So there's no ground services available because not every aircraft has an option for it on SAM 3 ground. Automatic mode, aircraft secure, that's fine. Aircraft weights. Does not allow us to... Okay, so I think because of a valid ground service configuration, we might actually be able to do all the weights and everything directly from this. So it's not the end of the world, like I say. It's not the not a complete disaster. So I don't mind SAM 3. It's been updated. There's a few additions and a bit more animation going on to it. I'm sure next time we fly the 737 or maybe TOTUS aircraft, we'll have an idea to see how it all looks. Departure runway 27 right is active according to the ATIS, so use that as that. Yeah, so that's all fine. That's fine. Connection 1010, we'll accept that. Thank you very much. Can't convert into hectopascals, so we're going to have to convert the altimeter, which is going to be 2982. Back to the magic computer, let's put our routing. Our first waypoint today is going to be Maxit. From Maxit, we fly Yankee 803 to Midhurst, Uniform Lima 612 to Resme, Uniform November 491 to Melco, Uniform Mike 606 to Bravo Lima Mike, and that's in our flight plan. So you're expecting departure, max at 1 Foxtrot, runway 27 right, and then it's the Bravo Lima Mike 3 Golf onto Zurich runway 34. Execute that. So fuel's already done, that's fine. Right, route's loaded. Let's go over to our performance. Let's read the passengers, shall we? And then we'll do the performance. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Onboard Swiss International Air Flight 345 from London Heathrow to Zurich. Flight time today, 1 hour and 15 minutes. We have a mostly full flight on board today, so please make use of the overhead lockers and seats in front of you for any extra luggage you have that's small enough to fit. Clear skies on departure, a few clouds here and there, as well as clear weather at Zurich on arrival. We thank you for choosing Swiss. We hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. And any questions, feel free to ask to the cabin crew. So now go to the cabin. Aircraft has got a model cabin. Again, basic, but for freeware, it's more than you'd expect. And actually, model detail ain't all that bad. A few rough edges here and there, but for freeware, honestly, I cannot fuss. It's done me alright in the practice I've had so far. It's done me pretty well. Right, back to the management computer. Going to go over to our VNav. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. 250 over 10,000. Go to our cruise. Cruising level 290. Activate the flight directors. And let us contact Tower, which is Tower frequency. As for frequencies, I'm simply going to do it on the FMS because I've got no idea how to interact with the radio panel there. I've got no clue at all. So, I'm going to contact Heathrow on 118505. In terms of our stand number, I believe this is the Aerosoft payway Heathrow. I must admit, I don't actually know half the time I've got the payway one or the default one because it always updates. Yeah, this is default. Whoops. So, stands number is, grab the charts. So, Terminal 2. Stands 217. In fact, let me just quickly confirm one other thing as well. Custom scenery. I were to do that and do that.
London Heathrow Tower, I'm Heatherway 09 early March, car, do you copy? West of
there we go, that's more like it. Now we're flying out of fancy Heathrow. Little change of scene. Right, so yeah, stands 217, a little bit offset, but hey, not the end of the world. Right.
Over 09 Lima Oscar, nearly there. So 1075 the squawk.
We are ready to go when you are.
Cool, boarding complete.
1075, Heatherway 09 early March.
Another way 09 Lima Oscar, read back correct.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, contact tower, shall we?
Flight 345.
Good morning, Heathrow Tabs is Swiss 345 times 217 with information. Standby. Hang on, check all the information I got. So, information Foxtrot's active, stands 217, runway 27 left. Swiss 345, hello, Heathrow Tower. This is. Let me do this again. Hang on, I'm doing this horribly wrong. Good morning, Heathrow Tabs. This is Swiss 345 at stand 217, information Foxtrot, type BCS3, requesting clearance to Zurich.
Swiss 345, hello, Heathrow Tower, you're clear to Zurich on the max at 1 Golf departure, only 27 left, squawk 5265.
Swiss 345 is cleared to Zurich via the max at 1 Golf departure, runway 27 left, squawking 5265. Right, it's been set to
Swiss 345, feedback correct.
5265. I believe there is actually transponder somewhere. There it is. So 5265.
Head over 09 Lima Oscar, Roger, services 270 degrees at 04 knots.
To be fair. It kind of does.
5267 left, you're clear for takeoff.
Fair enough, it does. And of course, turn it on. Right, so we've got our clearance, we've got a departure, so quickly plug that in. Departure, runway 27 left, by the max it's 1 Golf departure. Execute that. Our seatbelt sign is active, and toilets are closed, because it's going to depart very shortly. Back to the legs. So that's our routing all sorted out, waypoints plugged in, and everything all confirmed. Okay, to our charts, our initial climb is going to be, I believe it's 6,000 feet for the max it. Let's confirm that on the chart, of course. Maximum Foxtrot, 6,000 feet initial climb set. We'll be rotating today at 131 knots. So set speed on here, 131. Got to find the right click spots for the dials. So yeah, you can't scroll like you normally do in a modern X-Men aircraft. This uses the X-Men 10 methodology of clicking the buttons to switch them. So that's going to be the big thing to remember on this flight today. It shouldn't take, well, it shouldn't be too difficult for us to manage. It's just a case of, well, being able to do it all. Right, generators and inverters on. APU starts. And very shortly, we will be ready for engine push and starts. Stick this on the legs page for now, just so for getting our route in front of us. Co-pilot's has a little camera, doesn't really do much. Cool, AP is available. We're going to turn off the ground power unit, switch the bleed air to the APU. So now switch there, see on the right hand side again. Ignore the line, it's a little switch just behind that. So APU set. And we now have systems going through the engines.
All stations, Heathrow broadcasting information, Golf, KNH 1022.
Information Golf, that's not a problem. 1022. Convert that.
3018. Unfortunately, no further ATC. Frequency change approved. Squawk on speaker 2.
Okay, change to Unicom 1 to the simulation, cover match for you on the Rockman SA, otherwise 09 element.
3018 sets. Confirm 22, 3018 set, that's fine. Right, so at this point we are now ready for engine push and start. We're in pre-flight, passengers are boarded, cabin is mostly full, like I say. A few empty seats dotted around, but it's not looking too bad. Got 4 cabin crew on board today. We will pre-plan our pushback, which is sort of in the right place, which
Ground
is...
to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Swiss 345 standards 217 is ready for push and start.
Swiss 345, push and start approved.
Push start approved, Swiss 345. Right, better pushback. Let's get out of here and put it on Sam. So, follow than Sam. That will stay the same. Pre-flight's now complete. Start the flight, better pushback, and start.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Turn on the beacon lights. Flight ground crew are now ready for engine startup. Quick confirming of the panel, everything is set as required. So fuel pumps are active, the primary controls are set, avionics are active, batteries and generators are all set as required. On the engine bleeds, we should be good to go for engine startup. Now the N1 and 2 gauges are down here on the lower panel. There is no real way for me to be able to do the engine startup at the same time as looking at that. So the engine startup will basically be based on sound on the A220 today. It shouldn't cause too many problems for us. I've hopefully started the aircraft off enough times to know when the time is right. So talking about next to the aircraft.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Make sure that we switch our GPS over to the GPS source of navigation. I've got to meet on nav and VNav. Everything else should pretty much just fall into place. A little bit of elevator trim, not too much. Let's get lifted.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brakes released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Right, off we go. So we've given the engine startup clearance. So we start engine 2. What we've got to do is push and hold the start switch and monitor both the voltage, as we put it from the overhead panel view. So monitoring the ampage and the generator.
Insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release the seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on,
High pitch 1 starts, release the engine starter, and the generator should
there are several emergency exits on this aircraft.
burst into life.
Take a few moments now to locate your nearest
Monitor
exit.
the N1 and 2.
In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor level lighting will guide you towards the exit.
There we go, the aircraft is slowly starting up now.
Wheel drop in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you, and place
I'm
it
just waiting for
firmly
engine number
over
1.
the now. Secure the elastic
Push hold
band.
startup, monitor the sound,
According to that doesn't inflate, oxygen is
your ampage.
If you're traveling with children, now's the time to pick your favorite one.
High pitch 1
First, turn your
starts.
mask and then assist others. Keep your mask
Release
on
the
until
startup.
the crew advises you to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water leak, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat.
There you go. So not the most intuitive startup ever, but it does the job. Right, keep the weather, keep TPs to airports, get rid of the waypoints, get rid of the VORs and one direction beacons. Don't need those for our displays today.
If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouth to for visual inflation. Vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, this is the secondary safety device. Pull the pistons of the seat with your arms into the strap and hug the seat. Once again, all
Operation
devices
complete.
must be airplane
Set
mode.
parking brake.
Devices must be turned
Parking
off
brake
at
sets.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Make sure your seatbelts are fastened fast and vehicles are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with disabled
Nose gets lowered.
smoke detectors located in the laboratory is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
And then, since this is about to pushback now, I don't know if we have to force the tug to disappear. The answer is probably not. So these plug down into pillets. So I hope we get updates one day for a better pushback. It's a really good add-on. It's strange to see it kind of slowly fall apart. Swiss 345 is ready to taxi.
Swiss 345 taxi, holding point November Bravo 3, runway 27 left via Kilo Alpha, via Kilo and Alpha, QNH 1022.
Swiss 345 taxi to holding points November Bravo 3, runway 27 left via Kilo and Alpha, QNH 1022. Nice lights set. Alright, click spot for it, there we go. Holding brake released. Instead of reject takeoff brakes. Increase throttle. And let's get going. Flaps down to 10. Grab the ground charts for Heathrow. November Bravo 3, so inside Kilo, make a left onto Alpha.
If you require additional lighting, there's a reading light on the
It should then just be the first taxi on the right hand side. So nice and swift taxi today.
We're prepared for takeoff.
Alpha Bravo. The con quality is at the end of the runway 27 left at Heathrow. If you ever go to Middle Avenue, you do spot it quite easily from when you're approaching it across the runway. It's quite the sight. Again, if you're ever at Middle Avenue on 27 left landing day, get some really good views of aeroplanes that approach the airport here at Heathrow. I've done it a few times. Then when I go next time, hopefully with a mate, but see where things go. Yeah, Mist Avenue, definitely worth the spot if you're ever in London. Just realised I don't have the AP on yet. We do that while we're stationary holding short. That.
Swiss 345 services 270 degrees at 4 knots, bearing between 220 degrees and 310 degrees, runway 27 left, you're clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27 left, Swiss 345. So we've got the generators as well, so switch out to both, packs on and on, before I forget, make sure that your takeoff checks, and lights set, strobe lights on. Right, so that's all correct itself now. Cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. So I am using a fancy F-Mod sound pack for the DTS3, the A220, and this does sound really, really good. You get a proper howl of the engines. So everything when you're spooling up the runway takeoff run, we'll have this at that. Yeah, I will say, for a freeware aircraft, this honestly ain't the worst airplane I've flown. I've flown payware aircraft with flight simulators that are far worse than this. So yeah, if you're looking for a decent freeware, then honestly, like I say, you can do a whole lot worse than this. Right, so brake sets all looking good. Let's take off, shall we? Support the engines. Engines 1, 2 stable. Transponder is active. Starts the chrono. Take off. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rates, gear up. There you have it. Swiss 345 airborne. Since we're being handed over to Unicom, we can increase the altitude to our cruise, level 290. Get that set. And then we'll quickly activate the autopilot, flight level change, VNAV and LNAV, the aircraft, and the rest of the departure. So far, so good. Now, bearing in mind the aircraft is making use of default systems, it may not hold everything exactly as what you expect. So you can see we've gone a little bit over 250 by about 10 knots, not the end of the world with that. But throughout the flight, it will make small adjustments with the altitude, the pitch, the speed, control, just to make sure that everything is being correctly monitored. So, like I say, for a freeware aircraft, this really is a very well put together model. Oops, nothing there. I've just got a quick short-term change. That's more like it. Passing through 9,000. Holding 5,700 feet per minute climb. This thing's mental. 10,000 feet, landing lights off. So past 6,000, set the altimeter to standard by pressing the button there. Very, very high rate of climb this.
We have now passed 6,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight. Do not form a line near the left door.
Going to climb out. At the moment, we are a couple minutes ahead of schedule. Not by much, but certainly. So that saves us a little bit of time. And our estimated landing time at Zurich in the real world. Our landing time will be local 20 to 9, so 8:40 AM Zurich time. Given the sheer speed and rate climb set, I'm going to get like, what, half hour early? It'll be interesting to see, like I say. I don't know how the physics compare to the real A220. Not aircraft I've been on before, this is my very first time actually flying this type of aeroplane. But, yeah, I can imagine the evening experience, but it's quite something. So we all know the history of the Bombardier C series and then the fiasco between Airbus and Boeing to try and claim ownership of the aircraft, and it's got quite a history, but it's something I'm sure we'll get to enjoy. Actually, more the aeroplane itself. As for our flight place, so 6,000 at max sit, to that point we're well above that now. So clear climbing, hold 250 until it gets to Zamab. Next Zamab, we get to level 290, and we'll then break away from 2.0 speed hold to our decimal max speed for the rest of the climb. I can't zoom in and out on the range, unfortunately. It's something that I think we can actually do in this aeroplane. We changed the mode of screens, but I can't actually zoom out to the flight plan ahead of us. But for the most part, it's pretty much just a standard flight plan anyway. Passing through 25,000. You're almost a cruise already. Don't forget cruising altitude level 290. We can climb higher if we need to, but I think we should go into on this occasion. Quite small adjustments to get itself onto the flight plan. I need to make it easier for it. So I direct it to Bembo. Right, cruising altitude, flight's level 290, off level off. Making adjustments it needs to make sure that we are level exactly at 29. Which will start to reduce. There you have it. Nice to have cruising altitude. Seatbelts off. Pick spot for it. There we go. Toilets now open. Hopefully get the green up. There we go. There we go. Right, seatbelts off. Toilets now free to access. Turn off seatbelt signs on PACX, and now passengers roam around the cabin. And while we're here, let's go through our passenger itinerary to see who's on board the flight today. Any names we recognise, give us a shout, and we'll look at their stats. 124 passengers on board today, so you never know, may spot someone on board to be a mix of Swiss and British names. At the moment, the answer is no. Nobody I recognise on board today. No, standard cabin today. Nobody to shout about. Although don't forget, of course, in real life, I am on those flights. If you're just joining the video now and we're going to the premiere, and when there's flight radar links everywhere, basically, right now in the real world, I am on board this aeroplane flying from London Heathrow to Zurich. I'm the A220 today, and yeah, just recreating the flights that I'm on right now at the moment. So in real life, you've got a passenger itinerary list. My name's there, sitting on seat number. I may actually see the number in my confirmation email. Let me have a look at the. Let me have a look at my kayak listing. I am on seats. I'm sure I bought a seat. Yeah, I've definitely bought a seat. I just don't know what number it is. Fair enough. I believe I'm on the I'm on the left-hand side, where it's only a row of 2, not 3. And yeah, fair enough. I'm definitely on the airplane. Definitely got seats. Just below us now, going to fly over Brighton very shortly. I'm not using Orbex South at the moment. I've got it, Drawyah South. I find it's very big on the hard drive, about 500 gigs on its own. So if I ever got like an external hard drive dedicated to that kind of stuff, then I would. But at the moment, default scenery will have to do. Let's get them to the switcher on Heathrow at least. That's the other big one. So at this point, what I shall probably do is we can fly direct to Zamab and then leave the speed holds. Direct to Zamab to those next waypoints. So for the most part, it should just be a shutdown path anyway to next waypoints. The throttle will shortly increase. hold, whether Mach decimal, yeah, I've lost hold. I don't think it's nicked to the speed directly as such. It's going to hold 250 for a bit longer, isn't it? It's probably until it gets situated in itself. So, alternatively, press it manually. No, not allowed. Fair enough. So I'll leave it at what the aircraft wants at the moment. That's time. Target speed is 250, Mach decimal 74. So we'll hold Mach 74, then we're doing Mach 65. I don't think we need to get to the waypoint anyway, 33 miles, but it will continue to speed up. It's only 30 miles, not the end of the world. So we'll leave it at that for now. As for further ATC, I am expecting Swiss to be online at the moment. Yes, they are. So we should get an approach controller, which will have Swiss radar online for the approach into Zurich. Dark plane, Swiss 345, ETS 3, level 290 planned. Climbed, well, comes like a rocket, this thing. Well, left the UK yet, we're already at cruising 290. I'm not quite sure the aircraft can quite hold to 6,000 feet per minute climb up to cruise. You never know, maybe it can do. Maybe I'm just underestimating the power of this aeroplane. But it seemed a bit excessive, eh? Yeah, this is the calm bit. So I just sit back, relax, let the airplane do its thing. Landing 7:01 Zulu. Time right now is 4 o'clock. Right there. 6:1. Actually, I don't know if the Zulu time's actually linked because Sim understands summertime daylight savings. Landing about an hour or so. Probably could do actually just confirm local time offsets 6:05. So I need to offset by 60 minutes, I think. Local will be 6 AM, 5 AM UTC. Stuff like that. And then push time forward line hour. I think that's what I've got to do. So it's no, so departure was 6 o'clock. I'm forgetting how time works now. So it's 6 o'clock local time. It's GMT +1, so that way around need to do it. That's more like it, I think. Yes, that's more like it. So we're arriving at 7 local. Just reconfirm it now, I'm going crazy. Yeah, I think that's right way around now. So ETA 801 Zulu, which is 40 minutes early. That's local time right now, 10 past 7. Something like that. I'm glad your pilot zone knows what he's doing. Always appreciated, always always worth knowing. We'll leave the aircraft out to what it's doing right now. So I've got enough trust that it will at least get us close to where we need to go. So like I say, in terms of what I'm going to do in Switzerland today, so I'm arriving at 8 o'clock local time, or at least 8:40 local time, which is why I'm still kind of conscious of whether I've got the right way around. Because right now, well, at the time of recording this, it's 11:45 local time, 11:45 Zulu. So Zulu is 1 hour behind real. That I've already always understood. ETA, I think it's just because that's already soon ETA as well. 8:02 Zulu. So it's 7 o'clock now. ETA should be 7 o'clock. So actually, that's incorrect. This is what I'm confused now. So that is correct. Local 10, UTC 10. I think I'm just gonna have to leave it at 7:01 Zulu. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But then time. Oh, because this is Zulu time, not local time. Ah, sorry. I ignored the Z there. I've ignored the Z, and that's why I confused myself. No, that's correct. That is correct. I thought it was local time, it's not. So ETA is 7:01 Zulu at the moment. We're landing in about an hour or so. Yeah, okay, that makes sense now. Got it in my head finally. Pretty straightforward departure so far. Thank you, just how online early on today. That's appreciated. Hopefully, Switzerland. Still like another hour or so. So we've gone on for 2 already. Hopefully they'll stick around a bit longer, or somebody else pops in line for us. 3 aircraft inbound, 1 just landed, 1 due in about one due about 2 minutes. I'm gonna make that one. That one, Asian. No, Asian somewhere. Madrid, Asian or Europa? Sorry, Europa into Madrid. And then yeah, with the third one, so it's Heathrow. Car's been performing alright so far actually, no complaints yet about the A220, the Riviera model I say. A few rough edges here and there, but actually it's done a pretty fine job actually getting the airplane flying to a level where you can fly it. Again, got a couple of mods on it as well, so I've got the F-mod sound pack for it. I'm using a Cockpit improvement mod, so there's a Cockpit improvement mod that released about a year ago or so. It just moved around all the switches, moved things to their correct positions, and just basically completely around the cockpit. So for example, the flight director on the flight's now just a switch, not a couple of buttons in the middle here. The batteries and avionics were moved into separate locations on the overhead panel, rather than just being dropped from the front console here. And so there's a few videos of the original Riviera model online in action, but in terms of finding a tutorial for this version, the Cockpit mod version, couldn't find one in the end, so this has all been self-taught, I guess. So I'm not going to pretend I'm the best pilot in the world. There's a lot to do wrong with aircraft setup, this and that, but I could be worse. I could be worse. For example, remember we set the packs and leads, switch the engine APU off and the engine's up. As passengers, nice satisfaction at the moment, with 98%. Hopefully when we get to our descent procedure, we'll give it a go on flight level change mode. Worst case scenario, we end up just doing things, well, freehand. I have got the Volanta top descent marker, just in case I need it as well, to give me an idea of when we're going to hit our descents. Flight plan takes us south of Paris. We have spots Orly and potentially Tartagal on the left hand side. So around Paris, to flight plan, start descent and into Zurich. Descent rate will be about 1,800, if you do anything like that. So 30 minutes to 5 minutes to descend, top descent, just Langres Charmont. Well, we get to the Keelon waypoint actually, when we get the place to reference it. Just gone up, very good. Very good indeed. very shortly. We're going to enter French territories. There we go, now entering France. As the flight plan takes us over France, so out of the UK, over France into Switzerland. We do kind of enter German airspace. We've shown the flight plan on the Volanta. You can see where we kind of just cross the we cross into the border by Rheinfelden and Via am Rhein. It's such a small intercept. Well, we'll never deal with German control. Turn over to Swiss radar. Now be imagining the entire approach into the airports. Over Baden. Yes, we fly into Baden not long ago, didn't we? Baden-Baden, that's German Baden-Baden, not Swiss Baden. And yeah, approaching to Zurich, nice and standard, top sense by Elon. That's actually nets. So we'll see how that works as well. Hopefully this aircraft's got steady descents. Practice, of course, taking off in flight. I'm actually trying to descent and then getting the in the A220. So this video, this premiere, my very first time even attempting that. What could possibly go wrong? But I guess it's, for me, another aircraft to tick off the list. It's an aircraft that... Fair enough. I've not really followed the A220 as such. I mean, I was more of an embryo pass when it comes to the original aircraft. I mean, fair enough. I don't mind my CRJ. I've never been on one, but it's one I want to fly at some point. This one just came as an opportunity. I was looking at places to go that fits my work roster. This flight to Switzerland just fits quite nicely, and yeah, it kind of sort of ends place from there really. So it's exciting. New aircrafts, new airline, not been to Swiss before. So a new country destination I've never been to either. Never been to Switzerland, never been to Zurich. Especially if we want to go for a long time. And well, throwing the fact that I'm now going to go up to the Alps as well, have a look around Arosa and Chur. Very, very excited for that. Very excited. Aerosoft, of course, being the place that we've all enjoyed in Train Sim World, the Aerosoft line. So that actually plays a big part in the fact that I'm now going here to also ride on the Aerosoft line. Fingers crossed, on schedule, one of the spectator carts, which have big windows to look around. Also, I'm really hoping the weather holds up. I'm looking at the forecast, and actually scheduled to rain. Look at the forecast now for Aerosoft. The 22nd of April. Okay, it's not too bad. It's 100% precipitation at the moment. Humidity and cloud cover, but it's snowing. It's not raining anymore, it's snowy. 2 degrees centigrade. Drops to 0, drops to -2. Okay, this is going to be fun. But towards the evening, actually, the sun will start to shine. There'll be less cloud cover. So, to be fair, if it snows out there, I wouldn't fuss. At the moment, based on current weather, things looking a little bit brighter. But if on a day it snows, I'm not going to complain. Even right now, the weather's in this sim very, very pretty. We're using enhanced Skyscapes, of course, to touch up on that. Using the performance preset for the second, I've got OBS running at the same time. But yeah, it's doing a grand job. I do like Skyscapes, very good add-on. Interesting how it compares to the new Clouds X-Plane 12 as well, because X-Plane 12 is only around the corner. I'm not sure when it will release, but hopefully it's soon. Yeah, just gonna have to wait and see, really. According to the statistics, we're expected to land at 44 minutes at the moment. 44 minutes of expected arrival. There's units really wait for the approach as well into Zurich. As it stands, runway 34 is the active. The approaches of aircraft flying into Zurich at the moment. They're all landing at the 34 side. Actually, tell a lie. Let's have a look. The guy's actually controlling the ATC. He's string at the moment. I need to mute it just in case it's got copyrighted music. Swiss radar is fine. So right now, Zurich reporting, yes, I'll show you this stream on that as well. So right now, Zurich reporting winds of, so QNH 1019, 3103 knots. Winds of 310, then no, that corrects it. Runway 34 would be the active runway. Get himself on the Swiss radar, the approach. Instructions, so target speed 240 knots, 250 both 10,000, transition altitude in Switzerland that we can get. Change the charts over, so get rid of Heathrow charts, don't require those, switch over to Zurich approach charts. So based on the backstat, it will be runway 34 for arrival. Pin that. Pin the BLM3 bar for arrival. Transition altitude standard is going to be 7,000. So actually, the aircraft does calculate descent as well. Good actually. The aircraft's actually far more advanced than I thought it would. I mean, this is default X-plane FMS as well. This is all default. If I go to the wrong side, sorry, if I do it that way around, so start then arrival. Now do it correctly, so execute that. Legs. Reduce continuity. Will they let me check? Flight plan, have a quick look. Do that. I can do step by step, that's always good. If you want to update it on there. Okay. We'll see when we get there. So worst case scenario, we can use vector around us, some waypoints. The alternative method is that I can always type in the waypoints manually and see how it kind of fits. So, Baltimore has BLM, we enter from, well, kind of waypoints, intersect Irmus, and where is it, only 30 miles that we then, yeah, that's fine, so, Basel Morehouse, 67 to Schiphol, Schiphol 30 miles to Petitso, so Schiphol is there. Petitso is there. So it's going to go from there to there. So I may need to do a bit of vectoring just that final bit's flight. So we'll see. Worst case scenarios are as well. Always request vectors onto the approach. The aircraft's pretty adamant it's going to hold the 250 knots throughout the flight today. I don't think they're going to release the to Mac mode. Not the end of the world for that. unless I'll just do that. No, fair enough, oh well, not the end of the world. So we're still ahead of schedule, nothing going to slow us out at this point in time. Very shortly, going to be flying over Paris. Just over a third of the way there now. Progress page. Give us no ETAs. Resume approach at 0628 Zulu. Just wait on about 2 minutes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Flying over Paris now. So down there, you got the river sign slowly sinking its way around the city. You've got Versailles behind the clouds. City centre, just kind of again behind the clouds. Paris Orly behind the clouds. Charles de Gaulle, I think kind of there-ish. Just going behind the clouds now. Let's see where the, well, at least one of the runways are, kind of layout-wise. So it gets to resume waypoints, and then from there, it's left-hand turn around the south of the city. And pretty much a straight line path towards Zurich. And then for my return flights, I'll be tonight flying with EasyJet from Zurich to London Luton. So I'm flying back home to, via Luton. And as far as I can tell, based on a guy who I know who works with EasyJet, the aircraft booked is going to be an Airbus A320 Neo, so that'll be definitely on flight sim because, you know, A320 Neo. And yeah, so I get that flight recorded, and then hopefully tonight we'll have the second premiere of my return flights from Zurich back to London, albeit that one being pitch black because flying at night time. So less visually impressive, I guess, despite the fact this is X-Plane, which is meant to be less visually impressive sim anyway. But it's an aircraft we all know, the 320 Neo. It's an aircraft done plenty of times the 2NX. It's a grand aeroplane, one I do really enjoy flying. And compared to my last flight, which was the Airbus A318, that was flights from Amsterdam Schiphol to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Short little flights, but again, 318, it's a grand little aeroplane, so I missed out on a couple of flights at the start of this year in terms of premiere. Hoping to get back into things now that I'm a little more free time on my hands. Hopefully, kind of just see where things go from there. But so I've got this trip to Zurich planned. At the end of the month as well, I'm off to Tunisia, so flying on a Boeing 737-600. So I'll be sure to whip out the level up for that one if I get time to do the pre-recorded flights. Also need to do flights for the Nouvelle Air 320 and the British Airways 320 to Lyon. The only one I can't figure out I'm going to do is the ATR 72, and that's a flight from, actually I've got the, I guess I got access to that Freeware 72 from with the cockpit mods all meshed together. That's an option I've got. Very long systems for it, but we'll see. Maybe I can do a Tunis Air Express flights from Gem Bazaars to Tunis, only an hour long flight, so I'm just going to confirm the flight duration on that one. So, this flight duration, 1 hour and 40 minutes. The return flight back to Luton is an hour and 45. London Heathrow to Lyon, that's an hour and 35. Lyon to Djerba, that's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Djerba to Tunis is 1 hour. And then fly back to London, Tunis to London Gatwick, flying over there, that'll be 2 hour 45 minute flights. And then, after that, yeah, flying then to Poland, back to Rzeszów. I've not been there in years now. 3 years is also my grandparents out in Poland, so it's nice to go back home and see them. That's 2 hours 25 flight. Actually, 2 hours 25 to 35, so similar duration to Tunis. There is similar mileage way, I guess. But that's it. The most exciting flight for me is either this one, the A220, into Switzerland, or the flight to Tunisia in the 737-600. We all know the baby Boeing. We all know the baby bus. We don't know the baby Boeing. Something, not sure what I dropped, so I dropped something. Very shortly, going to approach the halfway mark of this flight. 39 minutes remaining on the clock. 39 minutes. So there will be a line for us, Swiss radar, always appreciated. Window visor, and it actually does anything, apart from make the background disappear. And also at Zurich, I've got a free scenery as well. So download the freeway scenery, actually a really, really good one for leather detail. So yeah, a little bit pick up at Heathrow on departure. Had to reload the scenery midway through, but it's an arrival. Get the full look, full view of things. And that's the rest of the cabin, so yeah, it's only the front section. Got off by a curtain. Go back, comes a parachute plane. We're going to go parachuting the VCS-3, just run away to the back. Jump your way off into the open world, I guess. Lost those parachutes, there we go. I say, for an old model, Riviere, actually, they've done a very good job at it. Can't fault them for it. It's an enjoyable aeroplane, fun to fly. Has the basics. Yeah, we're fiddly on the autopilot, having to, well, everything actually having to click rather than scroll, but it's not the end of the world. If you've used old versions of X-Plane, you're kind of used to that method already. So it's not the very end. You'll survive, you'll manage. the progress page to give us any luck. The answer is no, not at the moment. Now approaching the midway, 50% of the way there. First having landing, we've plugged in our approach already, so still expecting runway 3 for the Basel 3 Golf approach. Basel Morehouse 3 Golf, BLM 3 Golf. In terms of inbound traffic at Zurich, we are the last aircraft expected to arrive in their frequency shortly, so they're 3 Zulu, based on our current 12, so half an hour to landing. In Madrid, Air Europa has landed. 1 minute flight time. Like Heathrow, a few outbounds, 7 outbounds. 2 to Orlando, 1 to Romeo, Prague. Got 1 to Budapest, our Zurich flights, 1 to Barcelona, into Martins. All delays are very nice. And for 11 AM on a Thursday as well, time of recording this, honestly, not bad the amount of ATC. Nice and quiet. Yeah, in terms of, let me figure out my seat number as well. Because like I say, I looked at my booking, I just couldn't find my seat number in my life. If I log into email, let's check my emails. Swiss flight to London, from London to Zurich. Seat assigned, standard seats. Actually, tell me what my standard seat was. Alright, what's my booking reference? Booking reference is OTK. Let's go to Swiss Air websites. Book and manage. Are we behind the wing? That is definitely what I remember. So I won't be able to show my seats in terms of. Well, actually, I could show you, I guess, from the rear empty part of the aeroplane. Log into my flights. My seat is going to be also should have busy aircraft this hopefully. How many bookings there are on board these flights? Fingers crossed, be nice and empty, nice and quiet. 25A. I'm on seat 25A. So that puts me behind the wing, not far behind it. First class curtains. So yeah, I'm kind of about here-ish, I guess. has more details on here. Definitely hides the booking reference. Right, so this is the seating map of the aeroplane. There's the opening exit. 25 is actually further back, I think. Based on numbers, well, can't really base on windows, can we? But that's the opening exit. There's the rear exit there. That's the middle of the aeroplane. So actually, I'm like back here. It's not a bad view actually. Yeah, kind of look forward to see the wing and all that. So this is kind of where I'm going to be sitting on board the flights. Mostly filling up slowly. I'm surrounded by no one on my own little row there, 25. Again, could always busy up later on in the booking process when more passengers board and book. This is all going to be first class. Actually, no, sorry, row 10 anyway. So this is all pre-booked anyway. These are all pre-booked. That's a group there. 2 in front of me, 3 rows. There's me. One passenger 28 right at the very back. There you go. Not a bad little layout. That. A220-300, LX345. As for EasyJet return flight, I've actually booked a seat for that one. I don't know how busy it will be. Let's see if I can get a preview. It'll be a nighttime flight, leaving at local time at 9:30, so some of the set. Not much to look out the window for on that trip, so if I get a window seat, so I'll probably go for automatic assignments. If I get a window seat, then fair enough. If I don't get a window seat, fair enough. It's not the end of the world for me. Yeah, there you go. This is kind of an idea of where I'll be sitting on this flight. Getting our top percent very soon actually as well. Our flight plan. Top percent will start at so between Pylon and Tiliso, which to be fair, Volanta has pretty much spot right on there. So after Pylon for Tiliso, so much sense. This one was Malco, Manag, Pylon, Tiliso, Pelvitz, Basel Moorhouse, and then slightly approaching to runway 34. Just confirmed, I need to do the radio frequencies for the airports. Yes, I will do so. Runway 34. Let's grab the charts. Runway 34. It's 11075. Course 332. 1075 332. 110.75. Nav 1 and Nav 2. 335. Course 1. Invalid, really? Really? Change course 2. Okay, course 1. It's adamant it wants 116. Interesting. I hope I can change that. If not, can I switch over to Copilot's flight director? I don't know if I can. That's just a single switch on the captain's side. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe I'll have to lock it to 116. Having a quick update in the cabin. Let's see how our passengers are doing on board today. Satisfaction at 96%, so they're still very happy on board. Okay, we're somewhere. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 22. So this here, Henry Harrison, is in my seat right now. 47-year-old, travelling on business. He's happy, not that hungry. And you'll see that's on at the moment. So next to Olga Korbach. That there's my seats. 25, 26, 28. So that'll be the lone person there, I'm Araujo. I'm currently on my right at the moment. And this layout is downloaded from the TFDi's on website. So there's no default 220 or C-Series cabin layouts on this add-on, but PACX very customizable. You can just download hundreds of seat maps online without any questions asked, so that's what I've done for that. I also added the lighting mod as well for this aeroplane, but obviously the lighting mod's not worked because the lights hang off the aeroplane. Fair enough. I'll double check if I've got that installed properly. I don't know, I mean, if you guys are interested, I'll probably fly the A220 a bit more often. I mean, it's not a bad little aeroplane, this. Certainly a lot to enjoy, I guess. If it's something you guys are interested, like I say, give me a shout, and maybe I'll do an actual proper live stream with the A220. As part of this, there's a premiere, and the fact I can do it offline, if anything does happen and that goes wrong, I've always got the opportunity just to redo it again and get everything right. Live stream's a bit more, well, live stream's live, so if something goes wrong, I can't hide it, it's gone wrong. But, yeah, like I say, another reason I do a lot of these premieres in real aircraft flights is it gives me the opportunity to try the aircraft before I actually go anywhere else with them. So the Concords, I didn't actually premiere the Concorde, I did the tutorial videos, and that's my opportunity to learn the airplane as well, kind of learn some recording. I'm trying to think what other aircraft I had with the premieres before I actually do them live. The Bristol Islander, that one I did with the Hebridean trips, and the trip down to the, Isle of Scilly. Well, that one round it was a twin otter rather than the Islander that day. What else was there? There was the flight I did, I think twin otter I live streamed straight away, and that was a flight to Barra. That one I did straight live streaming to. There's a few aircraft that I went straight into, well, some straight into live streaming, some premieres before I went live. There you go, you can see in front of us now. At some point between Pilon and 50 miles and Tirso and 41 miles, you will need some sort of descent. So it's now a question of, do I just at the altitude and let it go on the VNAV, or do I need to flight level change it and let the aircraft descend as well and sign record? We'll see when we get there. See when we get there. We've been airborne now for about 55 minutes. Now the cover has increased a little bit. And also top of the cloud, level 290, level 30, so we actually find ourselves flying in clouds next couple of minutes. If we need to climb to that higher altitude, we can always do that. But again, we're basically on our top percent anyway. Probably no real point messing around with our altitude. Right, now approaching Pilon. So we'll set the altitude to the localizer intercept, which at Zurich runway 34 is 6,000 feet. Let me just quickly drop a message to Swiss radar, see what they can say to confirm things. We don't know frequency in a few minutes anyway, but I get everything configured. Not on there, a lot I've modified. Right, so active runway, it's runway 14. Gotcha. So let me just redo that for runway 14. So approach, arrival, go to U, ILS 14. Still be the Basel approach, go all the way around. Cancel U, reselects U, execute, legs, continuities, that'll do. Right, so start our descent, start off with a level 230. Let's see what happens on flight level change, how the aircraft manages it. So, flight level change. Starts the descent. Confirm on the radio navigation frequency and courses. So approach. Go to U. Bring in U instead. I'm down to 4,000 now instead of 6,000. Runway 14. Nice and yeah, it's actually easy for us anyway. That's fine. 1175, 134. 1175. And it's 134. Will it change? The answer is no, not again. That one will. So the aircraft's holding descent about 3,000 feet per minute. It's a little bit on the steep side. So we'll just manage our descent at every waypoint we get to. Just step our descent down. So level 223 it's here, so actually we'll just reset that to 220. P of it down to 16. And then 13. Oh, gee. Oh no, sorry. That's 2,000. It's 200. 20,000. So yeah, 13 miles into 20. 10 miles into 12. Yeah, it works out quite nicely for us. Steep level of road descent actually, I will say. What's he doing? Pitching down 5 degrees. A bit more than I guess 3 degrees we normally do, but the aeroplane does what aeroplane does. As long as our passenger satisfaction is not dropping, I don't see anything particularly wrong with this. It's alright. I mean, when I say this aircraft on its own is that sim IVAO ready, I mean, honestly it is. It's not perfect, and just be aware that the Autopilot will take a few moments to get an understanding of, but it will do things properly. I mean, the default X-Plane flight management computer has always been really, really good for its... Oh, we've got gliders online. Gliders Veritos. Sorry, I just spotted that. Yeah, default X-Plane FMS is always really, really good in terms of its level of detail. Throw in Navigraph navigation weapon updates. Yeah, really, really good. So it's nice to link it all together. I mean, for example, find the Concorde, the D-Stance Concorde on Microsoft Flight Sim. Depends on the height, really. I mean, the aircraft itself isn't capable of everything that you need for online flights. But if you've got an understanding of the aircraft and can do some things manually, such as holds and heading selects and that kind of stuff, then fair enough, feel free to go for it. Quite a bit more hands-on flying, but yeah, you could do a whole lot worse. You could do a whole lot worse. level 220, 15 miles, down to 60,000, level 160 next. Oh, hang on. So 223, 164, and we jump back 20,000 again. I'm going to ignore that because it means we've got actually 30 miles to descend down to 12,000. Yeah, that's a little hiccup on the altitude there at Basel. Not the end of the world. See the terrain as well starting to pick up. A bit bumpier now, we're getting towards closer to the Alps. Approaching its waypoint, which sets to 16,000. This block of descent will then activate the seatbelt signs, so the passengers to their seats. In preparation for landing. Yeah, click spot again. Okay, Cockpit's seat to do it for us. The other thing as well, you've just got to get the right click spots for everything. Recently been part of the altitude. I think we are using flexible change all the way down. Oh, Zurich have just disconnected. Just disconnected. Okay, so we are using Unicom for landing today. Oh well, not the end of the world. Quite some descent rate, this. So I think it's fair to say stepping our attitude like this is the correct method of descent, as opposed to just, well, then all the way down to 4,000 from top of descent, because, well, flight will change 4,000 from 29,005 degrees down. It would be, again, if you're doing about 3,000 feet of descent on average, we'd be down in about 7-8 minutes. I'm flying at 4,000 for virtually the entirety of the flights. No, stepping descent was a really good idea there on my parts. So we'll hold at PACX level 160, tends to 12,000, about 20 odd miles. We get towards that Hotel 677 points. 7,000 at Schiphol, and hopefully we'll be on the, well, pretty much a direct path course onto the localizer at runway 04. So now reaching 16,000, aircraft levels off. Seatbelts on. toilets we can now close. And it's got 3 modes for both. We've got close, open, and close, in use, and open. Seatbelts is fasten, open, and then just off. So yeah, red arrows close, green arrows open. Right, if we're going to be on Unicorn for descents, might as well quickly program at the Autopilot. Unicom even, so runway 04. Correction 14. Inbound from the west, on the Basel 3 Golf approach, ILS. There we go, right, to keep tab on the Unicom side of things. So supposedly at pivot, we're going to climb back up to level 200. We're not, we're going to level at 16,000. In 23 miles, we then need to be at 12,000. So we'll hold off 16 for a little bit longer. We can see our descents. There's an aircraft that's just departed out of Zurich. 738, keep an eye out on the traffic for that one. So now approaching Basel Moorhouse. So yeah, we'll have below somewhere. Airport is where is it? Off the river. On screen, so oh right, hang on. Yeah, there it is. There's Basel Moorhouse. So once we're overhead, make a right hand turn, continue with the approach. Right, so we set the altitude to 12,000. Let's descend, high level change. Between Zulu Hotel 677 and Gippol, we then will need to cross the 10,000 feet marker, level 100, so we'll hold at 12,000 a bit longer than we would normally do so. Before, so yeah, 30 miles to 10 to 3,000, plenty of time for that. We're down 7,000, down to 4,000, so actually we'll set the altimeter now, should we? Not yet. We'll wait until we get about 10,000, then we'll see altimeter. Altimeter, in the meantime, is... grab the meter for Zurich. 1019, which converted is going to be 3009er. Sun Unicom, no ATC unfortunately, not the end of the world. And Euro Airport Bars, I'm sure I did a stream there as well not that long ago. It was in Microsoft Flight Sim rather than Explain. I'm sure I did a flight there not that long ago. Right, now approaching 12,000. Right, reset the altitude now to 7,000. It's going to travel 10 minutes, so we're not particularly behind schedule, but it has caught up with us a bit now. As a crow flies, 7 minutes to touchdown. Is the aircraft will slow down at any point on this approach? If not, so no, down to 210 at that point. And hold to 210, so... Oh no, that's after the approach, okay. Okay, right, flight level change. We get to 7,000, I think I'm actually going to deactivate the VNav. Change the vertical speed mode to somewhat shallow rate of descent, and then reduce our speeds down to 220 knots.
We have begun our final descent into
And
Zurich.
lights
Flight attendants
on.
will be passing through the cabin. Select any track
Altimeter 3009.
Please also store any carry-on items either in the back pocket or under the seat cushion.
Right, 1-4 in use, so hopefully this should also sort out an approach for that. So reduce you down to 4,000. That's 50%. That looks alright. Set the auto braking to 2. Don't have an arm spider as such, so spiders have to definitely do spiders manually, I think. In fact, yeah, no, it wants us at 4,000 next week anyway, so I'm going to reduce the descent rates down to 1,400, since we're... As will do. Since we're pretty good on the current altitude requirement at this point, 7,000, 3,000 to go until we hits the glide slope intercepts. Take it out now, and that's them. Just decrease that a bit more. So down you go. 800. Speed reduced to 180 knots. And flaps 1. Flaps 10 degrees. Passing through 6,000 feet. Flaps 15, flaps 20. Not much about the angle of attack, I must say, but that's dynamics for you. Level off at 4,000. Dynamics aren't quite your friend. I'm not going to deny that about the Riviere model. Right, 4,000 feet. Aircraft level off. Activates the VLR localizers.
2,500.
Yeah, of course it's set, that's fine. We can always work things out the manual way. Right, there's the horizontal approach mode set.
2,500.
Let's action the localizer. Bring it into land. So I'm not sure if the aircraft will go down the glide slope or not. Reduced to minimum approach speed now, 148 knots today. Once we snarrow, we'll just hand fly this last bit of the flights. Flight deactivates, I'm in control. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
2,500.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. Throttle disarmed. Hold down. That's for landing. Above the glide slope, just more adjustments to get the aircraft slightly lower down. back on the glide slope. It's not tailwind, so wind's not best, no, not terrible. 1000, stable approach. 4000 is which altitude sets. Throttle.
10.
Thrusters sets. knots, 80 knots, 6 knots thrusters cuts, needs the brakes. There you have it. Welcome to Zurich.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zurich. The local time is 8:70 a.m. and it's currently about 18 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Vacate runway. Flaps come up. Landing lights off. Taxi lights stay on. Strobes off. Beacon lights stay on to get to the stand. APU. We can start. Okay, get the right clicks off the mouse. There we go. As for the stands, stands are just in front of us, so taxi won't take us too long today. Continue down the hotel. Maybe left-hand turn around there. Transponder comes off. Right hand turn. Into terminal. I'm actually taxing my throttles at the moment because I just can't get nose wheel steering to work at the moment. It works at Heathrow. On arrival, didn't quite come back to life. Not difficult taxing on throttles if you've done it enough times actually. Just takes a bit of practice. actually on the other side of this terminal, so taxi around, I guess, or the option of the remote sending as well. Now we'll taxi around and we'll go around to the other side. So down Delta, left on Foxtrot, and then parking stand will be around Charlie. As this is an international flight, we have flown in from the UK, so you need to go through a terminal which has active passport control. This is North Terminal right here to our left. So there's remote points around inside the Papa stands. I'm going to make use of those. Foxtrots. If you've never tested on throttles before, I do recommend do give it a practice. It's quite a skill, handy to know if you ever need it. Before I go to lobby, I'm going to reset some of this taxi line properly. I'm not quite sure why the nose steering doesn't even work at the moment. Works at Heathrow, like I say. Taxi, no problem there. For some reason, the arrival drugs are active, so I'm not quite sure why they decided to die on us. Down Foxtrot, cross runway 1028. Visual check, now aircraft approach at either sides. Let's split. Left hand turn. park up between the Swiss C Series there at stand and the Aegean. And hopefully, if auto gets active at this airport, maybe get a jet bridge at this end. So Heathrow, the Aerosoft scenery doesn't make use of any fancy jet bridges, just default stuff. And I don't know, is SAM 3 jet bridges really something I'm going to pick up? It's handy, don't get me wrong, it's very, very handy. I don't know how much I'll actually get a chance to use it, so I'll think about it. If it's worth picking up, pick it up. If it's nothing I'll use particularly much, then probably give it a miss. We'll see, we'll see. So welcome to the Alpha stands. It's going to be very, very skilled in actually getting the aircraft into the stand on the throttles. We have got ground guard thing in place to guide us on the ones. Let's give it a go, shall we? What's the worst that can happen? Also use the co-pilot's nose wheel camera as well, just to ensure that we are exactly on the line. Point of reference. That. A little more to the right. That'll do. Now just get it as straight as possible. I should recognise that we are a BCS3. That's always good to see. Stop. Parking brake set. AP's active. Engines. Well, switch packs off. Switch the bleed over to the engines. To the APU even. Engines off. There we go. Not bad. Not bad for an aircraft that's just about. There you go. Okay, parking. Thank you very much. An aircraft that just about got us here. I can't fuss really, can I? Yeah, so, welcome to stand. Seatbelts off. Flight base deboarding. Ground power unit we can connect. AP can now come off. Sam, give us any action? The answer is... Oh, we've lost our data, have we? Hang on, go back. Let's make sure we download it all again, make sure it's all there. Okay, right, LZ. LSFH. Yes, there's no Sam, follow me. Gate prefix. Yeah, no, that's fine. Parking. No ground service available because none selects us to actually use it. Taxi lights can come off. Big lights can come off. There you have it. A BCS3, an Airbus A220-300 from London Heathrow to Zurich. What can I say? That was quite the flights, and I enjoyed it. Bit quirky this aeroplane. Well, I'll spend more time practicing it, and again, if you guys want it on a live stream, then it's something I can always bring up in the future. So, yeah. As for now, like I said, I'm actually at the airport now at Zurich. I have just landed at the terminal and making my way down to the train station, get myself a city centre. Reports LX345 A220-300 from London to Zurich. 1 hour and 90-minute flight time, plan departure date. That's local time now. 124 passengers, 92 satisfaction, now rate 147, block time 1 hour 44. So extreme flying conditions, again, just the pitch down descent, I think, plus a soft landing. Other than that, passengers actually pretty happy on board. Yes, like I say, I'm at Zurich now. Very shortly my way to the train station, get myself to the city centre. The trip today will feature me in both Aerosoft and Chur, so if you're on Instagram, then do follow me on Instagram, check out my stories, see what I'm up to on this trip. Then tonight, I'm going to be on an EasyJet flight back to London Luton. See the EasyJet in the background there, you never know, like my aeroplane. So yeah, London Luton tonight with EasyJets, and then next week also back in the aeroplane to Tunis. Good couple of days coming up for me, good couple of trips, I'm very excited to see where I go with that. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like if you enjoyed it, do subscribe if you haven't already, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you soon for some more next plane action. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.